Cristiano Ronaldo, vai embora Cristiano Ronaldo, mete, bateu, golo.
Balotelli, Aguero!
Posse de bola para Portugal, vai Éder, chuta!
Hello and be very much welcome to another episode of Panenka's Europe. My name is João Blanco and I'm with Szymon Janczyk, a Polish sports journalist. Szymon, how are you?
Hello, I'm fine. Thank you very much for the invitation.
Thank you for having the interest of joining me in this this conversation about Raków, Sporting's next opponent in the Europa League. But first of all, I wanted to ask you, what is your relationship with the club? And please tell me a little bit about your work in sports journalism.
Okay, so I'm a vice editor-in-chief in Weszło.com. It's one of the biggest website about Polish football and about football at all in Poland. I follow Raków since many years. I think it's almost a decade because before I joined my actual work, I worked in local journalism, and Raków was in third division, in second division, by the time when club for my city was in third division too. So I saw the first games of Marek Papszun era, the coach who won the title last year, the coach who took Raków from third division to Ekstraklasa and who won a title, which was a historical achievement. So I follow them as a journalist, not as a fan, of course, but I respect what they did because it's pretty awesome in Polish standards to become a club such as Legia and Lech. I mean, to won something in Poland when you start from the bottom.
Okay, and how did Raków get there? So to challenge the title with Legia, for example.
So the history is about the owner, Michał Świerczewski. He was a fan of Raków when Raków was a very small club many years ago when they had financial troubles. And many years later, when Michał he now owns a big company, tech company in Poland. It's the main sponsor, XCOM. You can see it on the shirt, on the match shirt of Raków. And he built it all since the third division. He bought the club, and he was thinking differently. He think about how to build the club which is kind of different when they can find something which can give them a privilege in terms of, you know, Raków and Lech. They are big clubs with many fans, with big money, big budgets. So Raków must did something which was better, and I think it was like consequences of his choices, his work. He was very strict, and he chose Marek Papszun as a coach after very complicated talks, after very complicated qualification, I can say. So he was then, after he chose Marek Papszun, he let him build everything around, like the staff, the infrastructure. When he wants something, he just speak with the owner, and they did it. So yeah, this is the story short. I think it's about hard work. It's about an idea to do something for the local people and to club which was his favorite since the childhood.
Okay, that's a beautiful story. Before we're getting a little deeper on the present day of the club, I wanted to ask you, in Poland and as a personal experience, of course, how well do you know Sporting and Portuguese football?
Yeah, we know them because of course, firstly because of European stories from many years, and secondly because Portuguese players are very popular in Poland right now. So it's very often that we have somewhere in first division, in second division, in third division player who was in Sporting, Benfica, or Porto. So we often speak with them, we often talk with them, and they told us stories about the rivalry between the three clubs. I think even in my club from my city, there is Lisandro Semedo and Leonardo Rocha. I think they were in Sporting many years ago. But there is a lot of
I'm a
players.
little bit young. I'm honest. I don't know them.
Yeah, because they are now in Poland, so of course it wasn't a big career, but they told me stories about times in Portugal and etc. So yeah, we know a lot about Sporting. For example, admires Ruben Amorim and his story. We know them, so yeah, it's not like we are playing someone which we know nothing about.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I also like Ruben Amorim very much. So right now, how well are Rakov doing in the league table at the Europa League group? And please explain to me this Rakov season.
Okay, this is kind of different season because of the change of coach. After 8 years, I think, after the title, Marek Papszun decided to leave the club. He is now without a job. He was close to Shakhtar Donetsk, etc. He's looking for something new. So the new coach is his previous assistant, David Szwarga. He's very young, but very talented coach in terms of his knowledge. A few years ago, he and his friends set up something like a startup for coaches. It's called Deductor. It's a project which is very tactical focused and which is inspiration for many young coaches. So despite the young age, he is very good coach in terms of tactical way, in terms of knowledge, but he still need more experience in terms of work as a first coach. And I think we can see that in the results because Raków was a different team in terms of style of play and in terms of results last year than now. Now they are losing some points and they are not so intensive team because Raków was always high pressure, fast attacks, very strict play, very direct team. Now they are more like positional attack, and they have problems with this. They have many injuries also. I think it's a connection between the play in Europe and in league and those injuries because there are a lot of them. So they have some troubles, and it's not a team which was such unbelievable last season. It's still a good team, of course. They have very good players which developed in from many years, and they know the rules because the rules, the basic rules are the same, but the style is kind of different. It's also because when Raków started his campaign in Ekstraklasa, they were the team like from the middle of the table, so they could use the high pressure and counter attacks and fast attacks very easily because they were not dominating every time. Now they are the team with possession, and it's they must everything from do everything again, like reconstruction of the structure and the game.
So you're telling me that this team this season is a bit weaker than the team from last season because of the injuries and the context, of course. I wanted to ask you who are the key players and if the main key players from last season, did they stay at the club or did they go to other
Yes, yes. The main players stayed in the club, but for example, Ivi Lopez, the MVP of last few seasons in Ekstraklasa, the MVP of Raków, has ACL injury, so he's out from the whole season. But from the players which are in the team, which can play, for example, Fran Tudor, for me, he's a super player in Poland. He plays on the right wing back and as right central defender. So he was close to Croatian national team a few years ago. Now he is, I think, the best right wing back and wing back in Poland as well. So he's the number one. For me, there is also a few other good players. Stratos Svarnas, but he's injured, and Vladan Kovacevic as a goalkeeper is very important in Europe because he often decided about the score because yeah he can he has fantastic reflex and he many times decided that Raków won a game in Europe because the games was like many shots from the opposite side and not so many from the Raków, but he stopped it and Raków won, for example, I don't know which about 1 goal or something like that. So Kovacevic, Tudor, and I think maybe not a big star, maybe not the biggest star, but a key player for me is also Gustav Berggren because I appreciate his thinking on the pitch. He's very good defending midfielder, and yeah, so I think that three are the most important players from my point of view for now.
Okay, and how would you describe Rakow's playing style? Which are you said that the team from last year were very intense in counter-attacking, for example. Do you think that this year, of course, also because the new coach is the last assistant coach, do you think there is some continuity in the playing style, or is it something different?
Yes, yes. As I said, the basic is the same, but there are some details that are different. For sure, there are not so high pressing style that done last year. This is kind of different because even in Europe, you can see that they have some troubles because you are playing against, for example, Atalanta Bergamo, which is a team with fantastic quality, and you can't press them like, for example, I don't know, Cracovia in Polish Ekstraklasa because you are weaker. So that's the problem. They have a problem in the last third, in the last part of the field because this is the, I don't know if it's lack of quality or lack of idea, but they have problems with passing to the strikers, with finishing, with passing the ball into the box. That's the main problem for me for now. And yeah, because of the injuries, they have some problems in defending because since few years, Raków was the best defending team in Ekstraklasa. Even the coach, who is now the first one, Dawid Szwarga, he told us that Raków is a team which defends his own penalty as the best in Europe. That they are the best in Europe in this. It was kind of true. They were the best in Poland for sure, but for now it's gone. It's not like they are a wall. You can score kind of easily against them. So I think it's because of injuries because they don't have Svarnas, who was the main man in defensive, but also a few other injuries happened that. Yeah, this is the problems, but they still trying to control the ball to be the team that has many passes, that is trying to kick the ball very fast to the opposing side. So it's not so different than last year. The difference is in details and in terms of in terms of quality, I think in terms of scoring and conceding goals.
Okay, so I wanted to ask you, which are your predictions for the two games and for Rakov's position in the group at the end of the 6 games? So do you think Rakov has a chance of qualifying for the next round of the Europa League or conference, or just being eliminated, and for the Sporting games?
Before the group stage, after the draw, we saw that it will be a problem for Raków to qualify in the next round. We said that a success will be a qualification for Conference League, so third place in the group, and I think it's still possible, but they must looking for points in against Sturm Graz. They didn't do it in the first game, so it's crucial for the next ones. I think against Sporting the draw will be a big success for them, but I think, to be honest, that Sporting will win both games, because for now, after this little crisis in Raków, I can't see anything which Raków can use against Sporting to surprise them and to win the game, or to draw the game, because, as I said, they have some problems and it's very difficult to believe in that team right now.
Okay, thank you so much for your collaboration and for telling us a little bit about Rakov. We're gonna be back with other clubs when our Portuguese teams play other opponents. So thank you very much and goodbye.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Liverpool 3-0. Corner taken quickly, Origi!
Está João Cristiano Ronaldo, vai para Cristiano Ronaldo, mete, bateu, gol.
Balotelli, Aguero!
Posse de bola para Portugal, vai Éder, chuta!